Most people are waiting for permission to exist. They sit on ideas for years. They tell themselves they are planning, preparing, or waiting for the right moment. But if you look closely, what they are really waiting for is certainty. They want a guarantee that they will succeed before they take the first step. The problem is that life never gives that guarantee. While they wait, years disappear, opportunities pass, dreams slowly turn into regrets. They trade their freedom for comfort, believing safety will protect them. But comfort has a hidden price. It quietly steals the life they could have lived. If you want to create the life you actually want, you must understand a difficult truth. Your current reality is not an accident. It is the result of patterns, habits, and beliefs that have been shaping your choices for years. The good news is that anything built can be rebuilt. Today, I want to walk you through 7 powerful psychological shifts that can completely change the direction of your life. These are not motivational slogans or positive affirmations. They are practical mental transformations that separate people who spend their lives wishing from people who spend their lives creating. And it starts with the first obstacle that keeps most people trapped. Step 1. Kill the need for permission. Robert Greene noted that most people are polite cowards. They ask everyone around them what they should do because they want to share the blame if things go wrong. If you ask 5 friends for advice on your business or your life, you're not looking for truth. You're looking for a shield. You want to be able to say it was their idea when it falls apart. The human brain hates isolation more than it hates failure. We're wired to stay with the tribe, even if the tribe is walking directly off a cliff. To create anything real, you have to become comfortable with the silence that happens when you stop asking for opinions. It feels cold at first. It feels like the air is thinning out. But that silence is actually room to breathe. The moment you stop asking if your ideas are allowed, you finally become the author of your own choices. Imagine waking up knowing that your direction is entirely yours, unburdened by the expectations of people who are too afraid to move themselves. That clarity is the birth of true confidence. Most people never realize this, but your current life is perfectly optimized for the results you are getting right now. If a person is constantly broke, tired, and distracted, their daily routine is a masterclass in how to stay broke, tired, and distracted. We are often the architects of a highly efficient system that produces our own stagnation. The disturbing part is that a part of us actually enjoys the comfort of it. Stagnation is familiar. It has no expectations attached to it. When you play the victim, you never have to test your limits because you already have an excuse for why you cannot win. But the liberating truth hidden inside this reality is simple. If you build the system that holds you back, you are the only one with the power to tear it down and rebuild it. Yet even when people realize they have the power to rebuild, they often fall into a trap of their own making. They try to fix their lives through endless research, which leads directly to the next critical step. Step 2 is to stop preparing and start producing. We live in an era of hyper-information. Think of someone like Marcus, a brilliant man who has spent the last 3 years reading every book on entrepreneurship, listening to every productivity podcast, and buying courses. He feels like he is working. His brain releases the same chemicals it would if he had actually accomplished something. But Marcus has accomplished nothing. He has just consumed someone else's sweat, remaining trapped in a familiar routine despite desperately wanting more. This is what Nietzsche called the educated Philistine, the person who confuses the consumption of knowledge with the possession of character. You might be hiding behind information because information does not punch back. A book will never tell you that your ideas are stupid. A podcast will never reject your application. But the moment you step into the arena and actually try to build something, the world responds to force and execution. If you are still in the research phase after months of planning, you are using education as a sophisticated form of procrastination. The shift happens when you replace consumption with production as your primary mode of survival. You must become a producer of things, not a consumer of trends. Machiavelli observed that those who act quickly often have the advantage because the world favors momentum over perfection. If you wait until all the lights are green before you leave the house, you will never leave your driveway. When you launch the rough draft, start the business with imperfect knowledge, or make the call before you feel ready, the fog clears. You gain access to real-world feedback that no book can ever teach you. You begin to see tangible progress, small wins that stack up into undeniable momentum. But as you build this forward motion, an internal voice will inevitably cry out for you to slow down and seek safety. To keep moving, you must confront the hidden saboteur inside your own chest, which brings us to a massive psychological pivot. Step 3. Stop over-trusting your feelings. This does not mean ignoring your emotions. It means refusing to put them in charge of your decisions. Most people treat their feelings like a navigation system. If they feel motivated, they work. If they feel confident, they take action. If they feel inspired, they move forward. The problem is that emotions are notoriously unreliable guides. They change with your sleep, your stress level, the weather, and even what you ate for breakfast. Your brain often prioritizes comfort and safety over growth. It evolved to keep you alive, not to help you build an extraordinary life. It prefers familiarity over uncertainty, comfort over challenge, and immediate rewards over long-term gains. Much of what we call laziness is actually resistance disguised as fatigue. Much of what we call fear is simply discomfort standing between us and growth. Imagine a pilot who only flies when he feels motivated. Imagine a surgeon who only operates when she feels inspired. No one would trust them, yet millions of people run their lives exactly that way. They wait to feel ready before taking action, not realizing that readiness is often created by action itself. When you feel anxious about making a phone call, starting a business, posting your work online, or pursuing a difficult goal, your brain may interpret uncertainty as danger. Thousands of years ago, rejection from the tribe could threaten survival. Today, sending an email, launching a project, or speaking your mind is not a life or death event, even if your nervous system sometimes reacts as though it is. The highest form of intelligence is the ability to observe yourself without becoming controlled by yourself. Observe the fear, observe the resistance, observe the excuses, then act anyway. This is where real self-respect is born. Most people believe confidence comes before action. In reality, confidence is usually the result of action repeated over time. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes evidence that you can be trusted. Every difficult task you complete strengthens the relationship you have with your own mind. A professional does not wait for inspiration. A professional works on a schedule. The writer writes. The athlete trains. The entrepreneur executes, whether they feel like it or not. When you build a wall between your temporary emotions and your daily actions, something remarkable happens. You stop being a prisoner of your moods. You become predictable to yourself. Your discipline becomes stronger than your impulses. And once you reach that point, a new problem emerges. Even the most disciplined person can struggle if their attention is constantly under attack. Which brings us to the fourth step, reclaiming your attention. Step 4 is to reclaim your attention. Your mind is an economy, and right now, foreign powers are occupying it. When you scroll without a purpose, you are allowing algorithms written by billionaires to rewire your dopamine pathways. You are paying them with your time, which is the only non-renewable resource you possess. Think about what happens to a mind that is constantly fed short bursts of cheap novelty. It loses its depth. It becomes incapable of holding a complex thought or working on a problem that takes more than a few minutes to solve. But every valuable thing in human history, from empires to pieces of art to massive fortunes, requires long periods of unbroken focus. The good news is that because society is becoming increasingly distracted, your ability to focus is a superpower. If you can focus on a single task for 2 hours without checking your phone, you instantly outpace the vast majority of the population. To break out, you must create a fortress around your attention through deliberate starvation. Turn off the notifications. Delete the apps that do not generate value or real skill. Force yourself to sit with boredom. Boredom is the soil from which original thought grows. When you cure boredom with a screen every time it appears, you kill your creativity before it can even breathe. Imagine the immense mental clarity and peace that comes when you are no longer reactive to every ping and buzz. You become the master of your internal landscape. Yet, even with absolute focus, working hard is only half the battle. If you only rely on your own two hands, you will eventually hit a ceiling, which leads us to the hidden math of true freedom. Step 5. The mastery of leverage. Hard work by itself is rarely enough. The person digging ditches works harder than the CEO, but receives a fraction of the value because they have no leverage. They are selling their physical time on a one-to-one basis. To build the life you want, you must decouple your output from your physical hours. You must create systems, code, media, or structures that work while you sleep. Busyness is often a sign of a chaotic mind, not a productive life. It means you are reacting to the urgent instead of building the important. You are running on a treadmill, sweating profusely, but staying in the exact same spot. True power lies in asymmetry. You want to find the leverage points where a small, precise action yields a massive, compounding result. When you understand leverage, everything changes. You stop trading your life for a paycheck and start building assets that buy back your freedom. You see your bank account grow not because you worked 24 hours a day, but because you built a machine that operates independently of your presence. This is how you create true financial progress and the time freedom to enjoy it. But do not mistake this freedom for a life of easy comfort. In fact, once you have leverage, the stakes become higher, and you face a profound existential choice about the nature of your existence. This brings us to step 6, choose meaningful struggle. There is a strange lie told in modern culture that the goal of life is happiness. It is not. The goal of life is meaning, and meaning is found in the responsibilities you choose to bear. If you avoid suffering, you also avoid growth. The muscle only grows when you tear the fibers under a heavy load. The mind only expands when it encounters friction that it does not know how to handle yet. When you choose a difficult path, when you decide to build something substantial, you are choosing a specific type of suffering. You are choosing the financial stress, the doubt, and the temporary isolation of leadership. But this is a clean, noble kind of struggle. It burns away your vanity and leaves only what is real. The alternative is the suffering of regret, which is a slow, rotting misery that grows heavier every year you realize you wasted your potential. You cannot escape friction in life. You can only choose what you are willing to fight for. When you willingly shoulder a heavy, meaningful burden, you discover a strength you never knew you possessed. You develop a spine of steel and a deep, unshakable self-worth that no one can take away from you. But most people stop here. They achieve success and comfort, and then they plateau. They never discover the final, most transformative piece of the human psychological puzzle. The 7th and final step is the transition from ambition to destiny. This is the moment you stop trying to prove yourself to the world and start trying to fulfill your internal necessity. Consider the story of a woman who spent decades climbing the corporate ladder, driven by a desperate need to show her critics that she was worthy. She got the title, the wealth, and the applause, but she still felt empty. It was only when she stopped looking outward for validation and began pouring her skills into a legacy project that genuinely mattered to her that she truly came alive. She moved from the frantic energy of ambition to the calm certainty of destiny. You must stop looking at your competitors, stop caring about the metrics of validation that society hands out like cheap candy. Realize that your only true opponent is the person you were yesterday morning. Carl Jung wrote that the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will often be lonely and sometimes frightened, but no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. When you reach this state, your work becomes clean. You are no longer begging the market or your peers for approval. You are simply executing a vision with absolute precision. People can sense this shift. They stop trying to manipulate you because they realize you cannot be bought with flattery or deterred by criticism. You have become entirely self-generating, living with an intense sense of purpose. We have traveled from the execution of your need for permission through the reclamation of your attention and the mastery of leverage, all the way to the realization of your personal destiny. You now possess the psychological blueprint required to dismantle your current limitations and construct a life of genuine substance. You can visually project what changes when you actively apply this psychological mastery to your life. You see a future of profound independence, financial security, and a mind that is entirely your own. But a warning must accompany this promise. The moment you close this video, you will face an immediate real-world friction. The world will try to pull you back into the mud of comfort and distraction. Your old habits will call out to you, offering the warm numbness of the routine you left behind. This is your next challenge. The true test does not happen while listening to these words. It happens in the next 10 minutes when you choose what to do with your focus. If you are ready to face that friction and refuse to compromise on your potential, hit the subscribe button and join us as we continue to investigate the hidden mechanisms of human behavior. The next few years will pass regardless of what you choose to do. The clock does not care about your hesitation. You can spend that time watching other people build their dreams, or you can become the person who makes things happen. Turn off the screen, step into the cold reality of your life, and begin the work.